Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel Angela, and on this topic I wanted to talk to you guys about the narcissist family business. The narcissist family business. The narcissist family business is to be in everyone else's business. But what exactly does that mean? The narcissist family is like the mafia, The narcissist family is like the mafia. And if you go against the mafia and this is what you were brought into. You were brought into the mafia. You were born into it. And you're telling them, I don't want to be born into this. And they're telling you, hey, well, if you get out of the mafia, we can't protect you anymore. We can't protect you. So when people come knocking at your door looking for you, when you start being gang stalked because people know that you're alone in this world, when people start knowing your every move, they know you're alone, they know there's not a man around, or they know you're a man and they know you take good care of yourself and your home. Now they're after you. They're after your money. They're trying to get married, they're trying to get married into and start a family with you, to start a family business. They're looking at you as a tool for themselves to succeed. And a lot of times you might be looking for the same thing. Okay, I need someone to succeed. But there's a thin line, right, between love and hate, because this person might really actually hate you, but they just feel like being with you is beneficial for them. So when you get married, it's a contract, it's a business, right? So the narcissist family is a family business. You came into this mafia family. You didn't choose this family. You didn't really ask to even be here. But you were being molded to be something, and you went against it. And because you went against it, now they're not offering you protection anymore. The narcissist family is a business, just like any business that you walk into. When you go out to a restaurant and you see narcissism going on at your job, and you're seeing all the tactics, you're seeing that you have to talk to people that you might not even like. You don't see yourself hanging out with them. You don't really like their personality, but it's a business, so you have to keep that mask on. So people around you are keeping this mask on, and you're like, hey, I see what's under that mask. Hey, I see what's under that mask. And they're like, okay, you're going to tell all of us about who we are. We know who we are. And if you're on our team, you would know who we are, and you wouldn't go against it. And you would just do as you're told. Or you would, if you feel like you're not getting attention, because we don't really want you in this family, but we'll tolerate you. You have to kiss up to us. You have to kiss up to us so we can protect you. You have to kiss up to us so that we can keep giving you this job, so that we can keep paying you, so that we could keep looking out for you. But when you get to where you need to get to, you better look out for us. You better take care of, because that's the family business. You have to take over. You have to take over. And if you're not in a position to take over, then you're basically wasting space for the golden child. And if you're wasting space, just do as you're told then. Just tolerate the abuse. Trust me, it's better than being spied on by everyone else. And that's how they're looking at it. They're looking at it like, if you go against us, then we have to fire you. We don't want to fire you, but we're going to have to. And one thing about the family business is that when they don't want you already, they're not going to let you in. So a lot of times when you become the black sheep and you escape, you will look back and you'll tell yourself, okay, when I was beneficial, when I was brainwashed and I was being controlled, before I wanted to have control over my own life, every time I came to consciousness and I wanted to have my own mind, that's when they would try to destroy what I would be doing. And then I'd miss great opportunities. But then, because I'm still under their control, they know you'll run back to them for help because you've been controlled for so long. So the family business, it's like they want to destroy you, because they're like, oh, okay, if you're going to leave, you're going to leave with nothing, because I'll be damned if I wasted all these years taking care of you for you not to go through with my plans for you, because I brought you here, or because I helped raise you, or because, just the simple fact that they feel like they know more than you at that time. And they might not. A lot of times they know more than you. You don't know. They've been dumbing you down. They'll dumb you down for a very long time. And while dumbing you down, they're getting you to do illegal stuff. They're getting you to sign things away to them. They're like, hey, I'll hold on to it. Trust me, I'm family. Hold on to this. They're doing all these things behind your back. They already know, they're taking your inheritance. Your parents already know they're not giving you anything. They know they're breaking you down so that when they're gone, you're mentally exhausted. You're mentally trying to figure things out. You're trying to figure out if they even cared about you at all. But while they were in front of you, they were wearing a mask. They were smiling at you. They were telling you they loved you. The family business, with the narcissist, it's a family business. So there's really no love involved. It's more about exchange, so to them, love is exchange. If you notice, narcissists are very materialistic, very just it's kind of like being at school. You have the popular kids, you have the smart kids, you have those, you have kids that are living in a fairy tale land that are kind of like, I still believe in Santa Claus. And then you have those popular kids that's like, you're dumb. How can you believe in Santa Claus? And, their families are grooming them, and they're becoming just like their parents. They're getting into sports, they're doing certain things. They're being molded. They didn't just have that drive just to have that drive. A lot of times you end up being that, you might not be the smartest kid, so they might dumb you down because you're not the smartest kid. You might be great at other things, but you're not great at what they want you to be great at. So if you're not great at what they want you to be great at, it's a problem. If you do what you like and you're good at it, it's almost like they'll be happy for you, but in their mind, it's like, you should be doing this instead, right? They're not letting you get experience and make mistakes and learn. It's like everything has to be beneficial for them, because at the end of the day, it's a business. So you have those popular people who are looking at certain people like, you believe everything, and you're confused. You're like, why am I being played with? I'm not the most popular, but why am I being messed with? So you have those empaths who are very vulnerable and who don't even try to put up a fight, right? Then you have those empaths who they get antagonized so much that now they become very rebellious. And now they can't focus on anything because their energy is always off. And that was created for you because they've already chose a golden child. So things are happening and it's projecting on the things that are important for you, at least. And now when those things aren't going good, you're upset at certain narcissists in your family because in one hand you understand why they did what they did because life is serious, but on the other hand they're the same ones who brought you down. Once you start speaking to people, to them you're a snitch. You're speaking to people, you're talking ill on them. It's a business. You go and talk to people in this business about what we're doing over here. You're confining more in your friends and other people than me when you don't even know these people don't care about you. You might think at the moment, my friends do care about me, right? And you're dealing with a narcissist. Your family might tell you, you're dealing with a narcissist man. Yeah, we might be narcissists, but it's still a business. Are you going to choose them or me? You already know we have you. You're already on a thin line. We're basically tolerating you because you don't listen. So you're going to choose the narcissist. That's what you're going to do. And if that's what you choose to do, you'll be cut off. People will cut you off for dealing with a narcissist. And I think that's what will piss you off. Even though a lot of times you'll think to yourself, oh, well, if it was a narcissist family business, why would I want to go back? That's dumb, right? And you have the right to feel like that, especially when people were playing with your intelligence and making you feel like you didn't get anything. But the only reason you didn't get anything was because you were so far deep into their control until they didn't need you anymore. So a lot of times when the narcissist comes into your life, what they will tend to do is they will tend to tell you that they don't get along with their family members or they, and things like that. But you'll see that they get along with their parents. You'll think to yourself, they don't get along with their parents, but that's what they say. But when I'm around them, they're being sweet to their mom. They're being nice to their kids. They're being nice to and they're telling you one thing. They're bad-mouthing people because it's a business. It's like they're talking about their coworkers, but they know they have to work with them. In some cases, they might even be setting you up and they're pretending they don't get along. Sometimes they, they're enjoying themselves. They're having gatherings and they're enjoying themselves. But a part of them hates that coworker, hates their personality, hates that they can't control that person. So you'll see that they'll badmouth their family, but sometimes they'll leave you. You started off with your family. You literally, hey, I don't want to be part of this mafia anymore. And that's what the two of you had in common. But you also don't realize that the narcissist stole information to keep their dynamic alive, because a lot of times their worst fear is to be exactly where they leave you at. And you're thinking the narcissist is going to protect you, and they're like, I'm not protecting you. And now they're running off with their family, building a bond stronger than ever. And you're wondering how the hell they're building stronger bonds with their families after everything they did to me, or why didn't their family say anything? And sometimes, you heard them, but you weren't really listening. So you realize that's why you should have never downgraded to their level, because they're only going to stick to their level. Sometimes you have certain empaths or people who at least have a little bit of, empathy in them that will tell you. And sometimes you'll notice that the people that gave you hints, the narcissist hates those people. They hate them. But at the same time, you'll see that they'll do stuff for each other. So you're confused. You're confused. And that's because they're in a narcissist family business, meaning that if the narcissist feels like that sibling did something to them, all they're going to do is get that person back, and then they're going to act like nothing happened, forgive each other, act like nothing happened. They're going to put the mask back on for their families. They might tell you, I don't get along with my family and I'm never around them, I'm always away, but they always go back. Narcissists really can't be alone, Sometimes they create their own family. Sometimes, most of them create their own families, but sometimes they create their own families with strangers, with other narcissists. They were those narcissists in the family that, they weren't, you have those narcissists that are financially book smart, right? The ones that do everything, the golden child. Then you have, the black sheep, the one that doesn't know anything. You're just being controlled. Then you have the narcissist, not the book smart one, but that does everything, but the one that likes drama. That's basically sometimes the person that they might have not graduated high school, might not have graduated college. They might have not really done anything. Sometimes they might even have a criminal record. Sometimes they might be a crackhead narcissist, right? And you're wondering, why is the crackhead getting more help than me? Because it's a family business. It's going to make them look good to help this person out. That person listens to them. That person might be as cracked out as they can, but maybe they're useful in other ways. That person might be, someone that is attractive. So it could be an attractive narcissist woman or an attractive narcissist man. They're jacked up when it comes to education, when it comes to career. They might not have anything. They might be a crackhead. And you think to yourself, well, how come they treat that family member better than me? Because even though that person's a crackhead, they're still in the family business. They're still for their family. They'll tolerate disrespect, abuse, because they just want to be a part of, they just want to be a part of the mafia. They're like, I just want to be a part of the mafia. I don't care if, I'll kill someone for free for you. They need the crazy narcissist around. Sometimes that's the narcissist you ended up with. And they somehow made you feel lower than what you really are because they're jealous of you and your family and what you have and your opportunities. Sometimes they're jealous of you and they know that you're at the borderline, and they know that the fact that you will lower your standards and your energy and your frequency for someone lower than you, they know that that's enough of a reason for your family to cut you off, because in the narcissist family mafia business, they'll look out for you. Even, they feel like you're a representation of them. So if they know you might not be good at, you might have that person in the group that does everything everything that this person tells them to do. They're being super controlled. This person gets older and, if they're still in the narcissist control, the narcissist will feel like, hey, we all come from a good family. This person, you make enough money. I'll help you buy a house. I work in finances, or I work at the bank. I can approve a loan for you quick. I got the hookups on stuff. You're a representation of our family. And how would it look if I let you make me look bad? We can't, it's an image. We already have, we don't need a lot of crazy people. We already have one crazy narcissist over here. He's the one that's going to do all the dirty work. He's the one with the criminal record. He's going to do everything while we have everything clean over here, right? While we're the ones who were, the athletes and the book smart, but they're not just book smart. their narcissist parents train them well to navigate narcissists outside of the mafia. You know, in the narcissist family business, everyone talks about each other. It's like talking about your coworkers, but managing who you're saying what to and how it goes around and how it may be perceived to you if you're able to see certain things. So they'll have conversations behind your back. You know, they'll have secret group meetings. They'll call each other, group texts. You know, they're keeping tabs on everyone. Oh, the narcissist, you know, they're with their new supply. They'll be over there for a couple of weeks. They'll be back. They're keeping tabs on each other. The narcissist tries to pull you away from your family, but then you'll notice when they're around you, they're calling them. They're calling someone that's connected to them. And all they need to do is call that one person that they're, you know, a lot of times in these groups, there's, of course, it's like being at work. You're always going to have that one coworker that's your favorite coworker. And that's how it is. But at the end of the day, if you're in that group, it's still a group, you know? So a lot of times they'll pull you away. They know, the narcissist knows exactly what tactics to pull you out of that and leave you unprotected. And that's why a lot of empaths are afraid, because they're like, I'm out, but I'm afraid. I'm in control now. But what's going to happen if this or that? You start stressing yourself out. That's all intended. Being part of, you know, a narcissist mafia family, that's intended for you to feel like that. All that when they X you out, that's what it's, they want you to feel that, you know. I had that epiphany one day when the narcissist was telling me something about a sibling he always talked about, and next thing you know, I had this epiphany when he said, he basically was like, oh man, I already told my parent, you know, to kick him out and this and that, and, you know, and it's something that he wouldn't want done to himself, even though he's behaving just like him. They have the same personality, but slightly, of course, different. They have both narcissism traits, but they have different personalities, I guess, if that makes sense. So I had this epiphany, like, literally, you know, when someone's telling you something and it finally clicks, and then you're also wondering, like, dang, why did it take me years to figure this one out? Like, I've really been in the clouds. It's like the narcissist will give you so much knowledge, a lifetime worth of lessons, basically. So at this point, I started to see patterns at work. And, you know, when you start seeing those patterns, they just these patterns keep popping up, right? Then I started seeing the pattern with him. Well, I saw the pattern with my family, but I still couldn't understand how deep it was and how I put myself in danger just being with the narcissist. And also, you know, sometimes it's better for your mental health to be away. But this is why when people go against you, this is why certain family members, no matter how close you thought you were, they won't have your back. You know, they're like, shoot, I don't want it to be me. You know, then you have certain, you know, family members and cousins that's like, their parents told them to break up with someone and they did. And you're like, I wouldn't have done that. But it's serious, right? Family business, the narcissist family business is serious. Another thing that, you know, not all a lot of families can be strategic, but not all families exploit. especially exploit each other. Although you will see jealousy and, normal feelings. And if people don't talk about their feelings and people don't acknowledge each other, that's basically how the narcissistic family ends in the end. This is why, once you leave, they still need to repeat certain patterns. So this is how the narcissist family always ends up breaking up in the end, meaning that, yeah, you might see yourself, especially if you're young, you might have a big family, but this is how a lot of people end up either homeless or end up going crazy or end up, starting families of their own, smartening up with the information that they give their children, being more attentive, being more understanding, not making everything about just survival and being wicked and control, but this is how the narcissist mafia family destroys itself, because they have these patterns and then they can't stop it. And that's how they usually get their karma. They end up taking each other out one by one until they don't even really like each other, but they still put that mask. But now they're not gathering together in big parties anymore. Sometimes they might, but it's never going to be the way it used to be because they brought it upon themselves. The narcissist mafia family is the type of person that will exploit that kind-hearted person that does everything and doesn't understand what's going on. They will, like I said, they'll go and help you buy a house because they're like, we have to, it's not that I really want to help you, but we have to keep an image. What do we look like, controlling you and breaking you down, especially, when maybe you had a great career and now they broke you down. They put things in your head. They messed up your marriage, your relationships, because they were always calling you. They were always telling you what you should do. They were always planting seeds. They were always acting like that's what I would have done if it was my husband. But no, they wouldn't have. They were planting seeds. They were destroying you. They'll even put their name on your house, put it on my house, put your house on my name, I'm trying to help you, because if not, your partner's going to try to take everything. So they'll act like they're helping you along the way, and you'll end marriages or relationships for these people. And then next thing you know, now, they're like, I know you're on your own now, so we'll help you. And you're not thinking anything of it because you think you can trust them. They're telling you, hey, when you pass away, I'm going to give everything to your children. I'm going to handle everything for you because your children are young. Put me down, right. Let me write my signature here. And then that person will get taken advantage because that person will, pass away. And now they didn't give anything to their kids. All because that person portrayed to be an angel and a great family member the entire time. But it was always business with them. And you're wondering, how the hell could this have happened? Why? Or why does it have to be that nasty? Why do people have to be that greedy? Why can't we all eat, right? You're thinking it's crazy. But yeah, I had that epiphany when I was with the narcissist and they were talking about their sibling. And I said to them, wait, you're the one that's been manipulating everything. I literally looked at them and said, wait, you're the one that's manipulating everything. And then he looked at me and he goes, duh. But what's so crazy is that in his mind, it was normal what he was saying, because that's how the narcissist mafia is. That's the whole game. But because I didn't know that whole game, I knew the work stuff. And then it clicked. It dawned on me, It dawned on me when he said that. Because I always used to tell him, you still talk to your family. You still do this. And, isolate you. They isolate you. They break apart your life. So I literally looked at them and I'm like, wait, you're manipulating the whole thing. He's like, duh. But what was so crazy is that in my mind, I thought he was a victim the whole time. You know, like I'm like, I've been with this person for years. How the hell did I not know this? So it's crazy because the whole time you're thinking they're an empath, they're like you, they understand you, but they know what position you're playing in your family. If they know that you came from a broken home, or they know that there's something going on, some type of trauma, something you can't get over, or something, or you don't know too much of anything, they like bringing certain awarenesses to you because they feel like they're doing you a favor. So a lot of times narcissists get with you because in their mind, they're doing you a favor. They're basically trying to teach you to trust your gut. They're trying to teach you to put yourself first because they're putting themselves first, and they're telling you this is how everyone is. And even though not everyone is like that, that's how the narcissist will portray it, because most people are. And of course, you know, most people aren't going to not shoot themselves. Most people aren't going to jump in front of a bullet for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the narcissist is basically trying to tell you. It's like, you know, it's a mafia family, and I'm not going to jump in front of a bullet for you. So, you know, what are you going to do? The narcissist is like, are you going to play the game? Okay, if you don't play the game, you know, you're still going to have to play the game, but with other people, with different players. And, you know, a lot of them, you know, they'll keep tabs on you. They want to know what this is why they keep tabs on you. They want to know if you made it out. You know, they want to know if, you know, you survived, you know, being on your own, or, you know, a lot of times they feel like you're not going to make it, because a lot of the people that are in their circle, in the mafia family, they're so brainwashed that they wouldn't know how to survive without being in the mafia family. And this is why when people get cut off from the mafia family, they'll come to you because they know that you're the only one that understands. They'll come to you, and a lot of times they know that they didn't have your back. They know that they talk bad about you too. The only difference is now they're doing it to them. So they'll come around you like, let's start our own mafia family, let's start our own stuff, right? And you might be thinking, oh, you know, maybe they're an empath like me and give them a chance. Maybe they came to the light. But then they'll start trying to control the way you think. Or they'll start to have a perception of you. Or sometimes they might even look up to you because they're used to someone controlling them, and now they're like, can you control me, please? Because I don't know what I'm going to do, you know? And you help them sometimes, you know, and gain their own power. And some of them will turn on you, and some of them will come into their own power, and they'll look out for you. And that's how you know that's really your family. That's really someone who has your back and has, you know, the best interest for you. So, you know, these are the things that, you know, people have to realize when it comes to the narcissist mafia family, because this is something that most people will not be aware of until it's too late, until it's over. You know, You're sitting there, being distracted by the holidays. You're being distracted by events. You don't even know that the mafia family is having secret meetings. And if you're at that secret meeting yourself, you might be setting up scenarios for other people and not care and not think it's a big deal. And then when things are going bad for you and your family and your kids and you're getting karma in other ways, then it's like, poor me. Poor me. Mafia life is hard. And, the people that are not in the narcissist mafia family have it harder. And it's not even harder. It becomes easy, but it's hard mentally at first. Like, it's really, really hard because you'll go through stages where you can't believe it. You'll go through stages where you're like, oh, I'm going to forgive them. Oh, I'm going to ask them for forgiveness. But they won't forgive you for doing what you did or for walking out of the family. They won't forgive you. You can come back around and tell them, hey, I know the game now. But now they don't trust you because they feel like you're going to run the game on them. It's like when you're with a narcissist in a relationship, once you know the game, the moment, years pass by and now you're saying, oh, wait, you're the one that's been manipulating the whole thing. Now they're like, it's time to go. You're not welcome back. I'm scared of you. Or I'm going to keep you at a distance and just play games with you, use you and abuse you and pretend I don't talk to you, pretend I don't take you serious, or pretend like you're the one that won't leave me alone. Now they'll treat you like you're at their level. Now now you're not protected anymore. Now they feel like you aren't who you've always been. Now they'll act like you aren't that person. You aren't they'll act like now they're you, they'll act like, they outsmarted you because they were playing the game. And in their mind, it's like, yeah, you thought, because they narcissists, they get off on each other and what each person has going on. So, this narcissist might be like, yeah, I know I'm not the brightest, but I'm still in the mafia. And, my sister's a doctor and they get off on what their other family members have. So if you're going through a bad situation financially, you'll see that they'll change. They'll treat you different. Or sometimes they weren't expecting you to succeed because they've been controlling you and trying to dumb you down, and then you get good opportunities and they can't believe it. They're like, how did you get a job there? How much do they pay? What? What test did you take? How much do you have to score? How did you study for it? And then they feel like if you pass that test and you scored, they can do it too. And now they're telling their kids to do what you're doing. They're telling other people to do what you're doing, and then they'll try to destroy what you're doing. They'll literally try to kill you. I'm not lying. They'll try to kill you. They don't have to physically kill. They'll kill your spirit. They'll kill your spirit. Now that you're doing good, now it's like, let me start. They go from now that they used to call you all the time, now they won't call you anymore. They know certain things, if they mess your routine and they take away stuff, it's going to mess with you mentally if you're not aware of it. Like, you're going to feel, because in their mind, it's like the only reason you got this far is because I've been a good aunt to you. I've been a good uncle. I've been a good cousin. I've been a good sister. I've been a good brother. I've been a good mom. You only got this far because I gave you words of inspiration. It's like when the narcissist is with you and, you're feeling like you're invincible. You feel like I can go and conquer the world and we can live this fairy tale life. And, and the narcissist is like, yeah, I don't want that, but you're motivating me to do other things. Being with you is a business because you just counseled me. You just gave me fuel, and now I feel invincible. That feeling of invincibility, not just with you, but even with the narcissist, you get motivated, right? That's how these people are. It's like they'll get motivated by bringing you down, and then once they do bring you down or bring you to their level, they feel like they won. That was their whole purpose, was to get you to a very low frequency, because now they can act like they're calm. They're the normal ones. They're not haters. Something's wrong with you. If why should you stop doing you because of me? Something's wrong with you. Now they're playing these games, but you don't know what they're doing. And now you're feeling depleted. You might not want to do anything, or the things you used to do, you just don't want to do those things anymore. Maybe you're artistic now. You don't want to paint. You don't want to draw. You don't want to do none of those things anymore. The passion for the things that you really want to do. You'll always do the things that are expected of you, but the things you actually want to do, they'll take the drive out of that. And the things that you're expected to do, now those things become difficult because you don't feel good enough no matter what you do. And you're basing your feelings on how they want you to feel, not how you should actually be feeling about yourself. But it's all coming from them. And then next thing you know, they're getting with, your enemies, people in the family that have turned on you, your own siblings. They're getting with people and they're motivating them to do all the things that were expected of you, or they're motivating them to live your life. Like they start doing literally everything that you're doing, and you're thinking like, out of all the careers you could have chose, why are you choosing my career? And it's because they feel like they know you so well. They feel like they know you, even though they don't really know you. They feel like they know you because you're part of the mafia family, but they don't really know your spirit. So to them, they're always going to perceive you, certain characteristics about yourself. They're going to, those characteristics that they try to present about yourself are actually their characteristics, because they can only think from their spectrum most of the time. They try to understand you as much as they can, but because they don't feel the way you feel, to them it's like, to them, it's like they're outsmarting you, because a lot of times when you wake up, they don't really see you as someone who woke up. And if you did wake up, you're a threat. So if they feel like you haven't woke up, they'll try to mimic your life. It's like when the narcissist copies your life or they're acting like you, your family members would do the same thing. They'll feel like if she was able to get through that, we put her through that. The narcissist put her through that. And we know her. We watched her grow up, even though you're obviously not the person you were when you were a kid. But that's what they remember. It's like when the narcissist hoovers you, they remember you for being naive. And when you're not naive no more, it makes them uncomfortable because they think they know you, but then they think you're pretending to be who you actually are. And you don't even know how to pretend. You're like, I wish I can go back to the person you knew. I don't even know that person anymore. I don't even think that person exists. I feel like that was someone else's life, because you literally had to climb your way out of that hell. But because they'll still see you the same, they'll start to feel like if you were able to get through all of that, they can do it, or their kids can do it, and then now they're telling, hey, they did this, you should do this. And you're, like I said, you'll be thinking, out of all the things that why are they doing what I'm doing? Why are they telling people I don't get along with to do the things they'll start, doing things. And that's because, haters really, are people who really they want to be you. Haters are people that, they just hate you so much that it's something about you, and to them it's like, if I can get other people to live the life that you were supposed to live, because sometimes they think that because they broke you and you now you're a different person, different goals, they think that you still want to do what you once did, right? Like, they really believe that. They believe, oh, you're still thinking about what I did to you. So they want to go and achieve the goals that maybe you had or maybe you accomplished, and now you're on to other things. But to them, it's like, if I do this, I can get you jealous, If I go and pretend like I'm doing better than you, I'll make you jealous, you're going to be upset. They're still trying to get you, even when you've moved on with your life. You're not even that person anymore. They don't really even know you. A lot of times, when you change as a person and, maybe once upon a time, you were kind of square and with the glasses, and now you've matured into a woman or a man, and now you're changing, your style is changing. Maybe you used to be more tomboyish and that's why they treated you a certain way. Now you're a girly girl, what they've always wanted you to be. And now it's like all eyes on you. They want to come back around you. They want to be, and you'll come back around them, but now they hate this new version of you because they're jealous of this new version of you, So these people end up destroying themselves. So a lot of families can function as a mafia and protect their family, because you should always protect your family. But when you're dealing with the narcissist mafia, they will always let their greed, their evil, the evil in their heart, the jealous, the greed, all of that, they're gonna let that overtake everything. So in reality, it's not really a real mafia. They want to be the real mafia, but they're not really the real mafia. They're not loyal. They're not, they don't, it's not real love, it's not real love. A lot of times, you have to learn from mistakes. And when you learn from those mistakes, the people that are right there by your side is all you need, because those are the people that stuck with you. Is, it might not be a lot, it might be one, might be two, might be five, but those are the people that are for you. That's your tribe, and you'll see that it won't be too many people that you can trust on. It might seem at first like you can, because all these people are doing nice things. But you have to look at narcissists like, like a predator, like a predator, luring you in, you want some candy, get in the car, the narcissist will do a lot of nice things for you, and you're thinking, oh, it's just my friend or it's just my family, but they're expecting to get some candy, something out of it, they're expecting to get something out of it, and you're not knowing that, you're just sitting there like, in La La Land, you're literally in La La Land, and these people are working like predators around you. They're a lot of times you trust people just because they're always nice to you. Like, if someone's always nice to you, you're going to be like, I like them. They're nice. The narcissist loves doing that. It's all a show. They won't give back to the people that really need it. You'll see people struggling. You'll see people, really in really bad situations. And, the narcissist mafia will just be sitting there, big donations to the church and things like that because they want the attention from the church friends and stuff like that. But these people don't know how they really are behind closed doors. They go to church, they speak all this holy stuff. They go to other countries taking stuff. They're going to little villages, feeding the villages. You don't know how these people really act at home and with the people closest to them. You don't even know that these people have killed people in their family, spiritually killed them. So, that's the mafia family, the narcissist mafia family for you. And that's my experience. That's my take. I'm standing on it. Don't trust people that come around you just always being nice. Don't trust people that come around you that are going back and forth, transactional, keeping track, and then after they've kept track or told you not to keep track, now they're exploiting you. They're like, don't keep track. And then they start exploiting you. Some of these people show their mask really like right away. They almost want you to catch it because they think you're that dumb. Then you have those that they know you're not that dumb. So the easiest way to get you to trust them is to do nice things, to always be a good listener, always be a good friend. And you might really think, oh, okay, this they're cool. But this could be like a predator that's online talking to you on a video game. They're nice. They're always talking nice to you. Now they're sending you money. Now they want to meet up. And now you meet up with them and you fell for the trap because they already love bombed you. They gave you things. And now when you try to tell other people what happened to you, no one believes you because they're like, no, I did all these nice things for you. But it was all like an agenda. Because if that was the case, they wouldn't throw certain things back at you. If that was the case, they wouldn't expose all your deepest, darkest secrets as soon as you fall off or come to an misunderstanding. They wouldn't go run off and talk to their family and friends bad about you. And especially after you've already told them not to, or, you've had conversations, and they just go and do it. They go and talk bad about you, try to put you down. And it's all just this little sick plot little twist to make themselves look good, make you look bad. And now you're overreacting. And you're overreacting because they're speaking of all your fears and everything you've ever told them, all your secrets, things that you didn't want other people to know. They're telling everyone, and you're wondering, dang, I wouldn't do that to you. And that's because they never had your back. If you wouldn't do it to them, why would they do it to you? And then they'll come back around like nothing, like they didn't do none of that. That's what makes narcissists sick, is that they'll literally talk bad about you and then the next day be right next to you like nothing, like they won't even give you a hint or anything. Sometimes they expose themselves. You might have a friend, she always wants something from you, or she's always plotting something or trying to get you involved in something. And then her mother, she tells you she doesn't get along with her mother, but her mother is in the background advertising for her. And you're like, thought you and your mom don't get along, but she's always, it seems like she has your back because she knows that you're trying to exploit me. Oh, yeah, I don't get along with my mom. It's just the narcissist family business, and you didn't even know it. You know, or sometimes, you're just that person that you're trying to protect your family because you see that in the narcissist mafia business, everything comes with the prize, and you're trying to protect your family from a hefty prize that they're going to pay eventually, but they don't see it. So because you don't want your family to drown, people can label you as a narcissist. But if you wouldn't have done what you had to do because they couldn't see things coming, you were only protecting them from the real mafia fam, from the rest of them, because the rest of them are greedy, evil, envious. They literally want you with nothing, So you'll have your own, close family members who are part of the mafia business family that will pick other family members outside of your immediate family. They'll go pick other family members because it's like, I want to be over there with the manager. Why would I want to be here with you? And you're sitting there like, look, one day I'm going to have my own business and we don't have to deal with them. No, I don't believe in you. I don't believe in your dream. I don't believe in it. And they'll go over there until the tables flip, and now they're mad. They're like, oh, I should have stayed over there, or I wish things were different, but they're not. But they'll never come around you because they've changed. You've changed. And it's just going to be awkward because neither parties will ever trust each other the same way again, So when things end up really ugly in narcissist families, there was always someone who was the root of it. Most of the time, it was the grandparents. And that's because, and people will blame the grandparents, but at the end of the day, the grandparents look at it like a business. They're trying to get protected until they die. Who's going to take care of me till I die type of thing. Who's going to be more loyal to me? Who's going to, that's who's going to give me attention. It's a family business. So the grandparents feel like, it's a hefty price sometimes because of all the fighting and favoritism, but they have to do what they have to do for themselves at the end of the day, and whatever situation is best for them, because it's still a business at the end of the day. And if I'm the main source of the business, I'm the root of it, I have to stay alive. I have to be protected because I started this whole thing, So you'll see that, whoever that grandparent is, whoever the golden child is, they will get past, they will get that inheritance, that narcissist inheritance passed, and, they'll pick up where the grandparents, left off. But yeah, the grandparents, sometimes both parents were narcissists. You thought one of them both grandparents were narcissists. Sometimes you think, that one parent was really nice, but that doesn't mean they weren't a narcissist. It was a business to them, and every move they made was a business move. And sometimes there was rules. There was rules to it. There was rules to even the narcissism. It was very big for them not to look bad in front of people. There were more rules, but now we live in a world where there's literally no rules at all. Like, in the narcissist world, back then, narcissists still had a way of doing stuff. you know, and certain people weren't as greedy. The greed wasn't to this level. To the evil, the wickedness, the need to survive wasn't as bad as it is now. Even though it was bad in their time, in their era, it felt bad to them, right? We always feel like we have it worse every generation. We feel like, oh, you don't know what we went through. And that generation's like, you don't know what we went through. But that's just life. Life is hard. Life is hard. And a lot of people didn't know that having children was going to be that hard. They thought to themselves, you know, I'm getting into this marriage. It's a business. Okay, we're going to do this, survive, have children, survive, camouflage, survive. And whoever makes it out alive, they survive. And, you know, and everyone else, it is what it is. I'm just worried about my spot. I'm just worried about my spot. You know, and it's a really crazy way of living, and not everyone lives like this, you know. Like I said, yeah, we're all in war. So of course you're going to have families that have to be, like I said, more militant minded. But there's still love, you know, there's still compassion, there's still, you know, forgiveness. When it gets to a very diabolical, you know, level, it's that narcissist devil running through the whole family, that narcissist devil. And this is why a lot of empaths get out, because that energy is strong. You know, it's very, very strong, and it's just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. And this is why you have to be very careful from here on out. From here on out, there's no more do-overs. There's no more, oh, you know, elementary school, middle school, high school. You're in the big times now, the big timers, and there's levels. And it's just going to keep being levels after levels, and you're just going to have to keep leveling up, because that's what they want. They want you to quit. They want your empathy to kill you. And this is why you had to go through what you went through, so that you can learn not to just empathize with people and trust them just because they're nice. You know? You have to pay attention to how they act in your worst moments in life. Because most narcissists, during your most vulnerable moments, they're happy. They'll come give you flowers, and you think, oh, they care about me. And in their mind, they're planning a funeral for it. So, you know, a lot of narcissists, you know, it's a family business. You know, certain kids go against you. You're going to be liable for everyone else, you know. That's how they're looking at it. So I hope that this podcast, you guys, was helpful, for you guys to just understand how narcissists maneuver. They're not loyal to anyone. That's what you need to understand. They're not loyal to anyone. And if the narcissist doesn't have that narcissist mafia family business going, they're going to get really hungry. They're going to starve. And this is why they'll come to you acting like they're empaths like you. But this is someone who is starving. This is someone who's a blood-sucking vampire. You know, motives, you know, exploitation. This is someone that won't stop. They won't stop until you figure it out. They won't stop until you believe what's going on, you know. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, light, peace, and your healing. If you guys want to book a session with me, my booking information will be on the description. Just give me about 24 hours to respond to you. And as always, I'll talk to you guys on the next podcast. Bye.